Hey everybody, it's me, I'm back. Um, I should probably be doing schoolwork right now, but I haven't really woken up fully yet. So I decided, hey, I've been working on stories with my friends, and why not show some off? Got three lined up, one of which I'm actually planning on making into a book. I've got a cover made, I've got chapters, I've got a prologue, got well, parts as well. It's coming along nicely. I have a cover. I already said that, didn't I? Anyway, so this is one of the stories. I called it Spark. The Spark. That's how it all started. That's how it all started. Ah, sorry, fucked up. The Spark. That's how it started. That's how it all started. So the beginning started. How the end of the beginning began. My story's a long one. My life is shorter. And my hope is strong. It started slowly, but just losing skin and hair. Medical staff shrugged it off. It's just radiation poisoning. But it was far worse. Day 0. The shadows kill. The alarms blare and the loudspeaker turns on. Attention! Attention all residents of evac bunker 8211A. An unidentified virus has begun to spread rapidly. Stay in your homes and lock the doors. Barricade the windows. Don't open them, no matter what. This is for your safety. No, no! Stay away! Stay! Ah! Me and my wife and our daughter locked the door, barricaded the windows, and unlocked the hatch to the emergency bunker we had made. I thought that'd be enough. Within hours, my child began to drool uncontrollably. She tried to bite me, but I had to shoot her. Then my wife began to drool. Her eyes turned black, nails grew with impossible speed. I ran into the bunker, locked the hatch behind me. I didn't know what to do. What can I do but wait? Day 1. 3 days without water, long without another person. Slept for days. I slept for less than 2 hours last night. What was left of my life? What was left of my wife was clawing at the hatch and crying. Can't open that hatch, though. I know she's no longer human, no longer alive. She's a husk, a mindless virus, eating away at her numb body. I decided to count the food in here. I have enough to last 2 years? 2 years? Maybe 5 if I eat only breakfast and dinner every day. The water's enough to last me 10. The lantern and radio are vintage, but still functioning perfectly fine. But in order to tell I'm going to go insane, I need to find someone else fast. I should make something I can talk to, or maybe draw. I don't know what I can do. What should I do? Day 5. Soldiers are still human beneath the gas mask. Found some soldiers. They managed to get into my bunker from a door I didn't know was there. They're suspicious of me, but they're allowing me to stay with them, so long as I don't turn around and rip their heads off. One of them is actually really nice to me. His name is Deacon Green. He and his father, Nathan Greenhorn, apparently came from the next bunker over, but it's in ruins now. At least that's what he says. Planning for an expedition tomorrow. I am supposed to log what happens in my logbook. Hour 0.3. Located a group of people in the lobby. Most were too injured to save. Only 3 were able to come with us. Hour 0.45. Ambushed by scavengers. Lost 2 civilians and killed all but one of the scabs. They decided to become our prisoner, not until Deacon cut off his trigger finger, removed all but the scab's clothing. Hour 1.10. Found a stash of guns and other weapons. Scav alerted us to a tripwire connected to a grenade. I disarmed the trap and salvaged the grenade, but a secondary trap went off. Shotgun aimed at a propane tank. Managed to recover an Uzi and a heavily modified service rifle. Hour 2.20. Passed a sign that had, "Thy who pass this point are doomed to fall," written in blood. Deacon instructed me to put a gas mask on. Hour 2.5. Scav keeled over dead, found several bite marks on his left arm. Deacon set the body on fire. Hour 5. Found a makeshift settlement. Lots of people were there. Deacon offered to let some of them come with us, but everyone declined. He gave us a box that contained 1,000 rounds of 7.62 ammunition, 10 50 caliber rounds, and 50 4-inch diameter military filters. We had to pay 5 armed guards to escort us. One. Oh, I can't even read that. What does that say? (15/16) of the way back. Sorry, I didn't know what that was. Just leave that there for now. Hour 9.4. Although one of the guards turned back, he said that they didn't like the constant worry of the settlement. Hour 10.10. Just entered the bunker again. Everyone's exhausted. I have been tasked with making sure no one's injured. Hour 10.25. Everyone's in good health, but the hatch opened and someone jumped in. Heavily armed soldier. Deacon and the guard recognized him and began to ask where he has been. Hour 11. Soldier's name is Kane Walter, lead flamer of the Megaton militia. When I asked what a Megaton was, he explained it was a place where people took refuge, and a place built around an active nuke. He said he left after a few years and explored until he found Vault 87, Vault where people had experimented on to create super soldiers. He and another metahuman named Fox were shoved into cells and left there. He calls himself a metahuman instead of human. But soon he escaped due to a vault lockdown, where the failed metahumans broke out of their cages and ravaged the vault staff. When he escaped, he was captured by the Enclave, made into a soldier who fought alongside Frank Horrigan. Then, after someone killed Frank, he ran back to the place he hailed from, Megaton. When he returned, 165 years had passed. Then he trained people to fight, and years later, he met Deacon and the guard, whose name was Lucas Sims. Deacon was limping, holding onto Sims' shoulder. Kane took them under his wing after learning they had tried to fight off hundreds of Chinese assassins. Within a few years, they decided to create a militia. Then the virus broke out, and they were separated. Till now, I guess. Day 7. Blood still flows. We woke up to a soft laughter. It wasn't human at all. It was one of those things. Kane called some liquors. It was in the corner. He seen one of the soldiers. I turned on my light and grabbed a gun and pulled the trigger. The head of it shot clean off, but it kept moving. I shot it 5 more times in the heart, I assume, and it only died when Sim stomped on its head. King ordered me to move the bodies outside for incineration, so I did. But when I put the soldier outside, I noticed the pulse was still there. Kane said it was just a trick. The virus pulls to lull you in to a false sense of security. It scares me. Day. It spreads in me. I wake up to find my arm rotting away. It was disgusting. I woke Deacon up and told him. He seemed surprised. I was still in control of myself. He pointed out an odd white goo that had begun to leak from my rotting fingers. This goo seems to be alive. It covered my arm within 30 minutes, and during that time I was just sitting, arms on my side, thinking about what I can do. Kane said I should lock myself into an enclosed area to see what happens next. I asked Deacon and Sims if they would help me build a small fence in one corner so I could stay away from them. Shall we begin to log what happens? 0 hours after goo. The goo is hardening around my arm, and small lumps are forming at my elbow. 1 hour after goo. Large metal blades just sprouted from those lumps on my elbow. They're sharp enough to cut a fridge in half without any effort. 1 hour and a half after goo. Goo has begun to spread again. This time it is moving slowly, and in a way that seems like it has a plan. 2 hours after goo. Goo has stopped at my neck and began to curl up in a way similar to the collar of a shirt. 2.5 hours after Goo. Goo has begun to harden. It's tough as metal. 3.5 hours after Goo. Goo has begun to move again, this time to my legs. I recovered most of my right leg and seems focused on the knee. 6 hours after Goo. The goo has been idle for nearly 2 hours now, and it seems to be solid now, instead of goop. 8 hours after Goo. The goo still hasn't moved. I decided to hide in the shadows, but I discovered that my arm blade glows green in the dark. 9 hours. Kane said it's okay to come back now. I don't know how he would know when it's safe, but I have a bad feeling about it. 10 hours after Goo. Kane brought me back, and I immediately noticed that only Deacon and Lucas were awake. The rest lay motionless on their beds. 11 hours. He handed me a suit. It's rather heavy. Told me he made it special for me. I put it on, and it fit perfectly around my blade. However, I didn't understand why there were semispheres carved out on the torso piece, but I can't worry about that now. Now, at this point, I'm going to give you a little bit of warning. From here, it gets a little bit less appropriate, but still semi-appropriate. I understand that most of my viewers are relatively young, so if you are younger than 13 or 12, even 11, I suggest that you shut the video right now, go to something else, because, it's just some advice. You should. So I'm going to give you a little bit to click off the video and find something else. So, do it now. Have you clicked off yet? You better, because I'm going to continue now. 12 hours after Goo. Kane instructed me, Lucas, and Deacon to follow him. I don't know where we're going, but I don't feel safe. 13 hours after. I knew it. It was a trap. Kane slaughtered Lucas the moment we reached the lobby. Deacon and I ran as fast as we could, and Kane screamed he will find us and kill us. We were running back to the settlement we had found. An hour after betrayal. Deacon twisted his ankle on a chunk of broken concrete. I can't leave him here. 3 hours. Just killed the scab. It was so easy. Ran right into my blade, and then in the blink of an eye, it was in 5 parts. 4 hours after. Deacon's leg is badly infected. I might have to cut it off. 6 hours. We just reached the settlement. They rushed us through screening and said that we were allowed in, but we can't cause any trouble or else they won't hesitate to shoot. 7 hours after. Met a man by the name of Conrad Kellogg. Offered to guide us to a highly secure location. I reluctantly accepted when I did, a bright blue light flashed and we were in a bright white place. I decided to explore. Found that Kellogg fellow again and said that the master was waiting for us. Whatever the hell that is. 8 hours after. Infection in Deacon's leg has worsened. Now large bulbs of rotting flesh are growing out of his leg. Here he may become a licker. Day 12. Spark. In the dark. 4 days have passed since we arrived in this place. Deacon's slowly going crazy, and now he just stares at me and smiles madly. I need to help him, but first I need to think trails to the edge of the page. The lights went out just now. Luckily, my iron blade glows so I can still see around me. I'm gonna check up on Kellogg. Found Kellogg slumped against the main reactor here, missing both arms and half head. Something's out there, and it's out for blood. I should be careful. Checked the reactor stability, and sure enough, the connection to the reactors has been severed. Badly. The wires are completely missing. Something's hunting us. The following words are mostly written. I saw something. It had 7 eyes and 3 arms, but no legs. Crawled around on 3 hands it had. I couldn't even make a dent in it when it lunged. That's the end of that one. I might have more in storage, in my Gmail emails. That's the end of that one, so, I guess this wasn't the right one. Apparently it was completely appropriate, so, I'll be sure to put that in the, title. So, yeah. I'll be heading to the next story now. Firstly, I need to, soften my throat up for the next one, because, this one's gonna be a big one. Maybe an hour long. I don't know. But, yeah, I'll be posting this shortly. Timer now is, you guys can't, where's my phone? It is 12:05 approximately. So, yeah, it's noon. I'll be posting this. So, yeah.